everyone, and welcome back to Daily Chit-chat, your go-to podcast for some friendly English conversation. I'm Kate, and with me, as always, is the insightful Gavin. How's your week been, Gavin? Anything exciting happen?
Hey, Kate, and hello to all our listeners. My week's been pretty standard, a good mix of work and unwinding. But actually, I've been thinking a lot about food lately, which ties in perfectly with today's topic.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I just had the most incredible ramen last night. It was one of those cold, rainy evenings, and a hot bowl of ramen just hit the spot perfectly. So, for today's episode, we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite subject, food. Specifically, how we talk about our favorite dishes, explore some food-related expressions, and even touch on what food means to us culturally. It's more than just sustenance, isn't it?
Absolutely. Food is such a universal language, but the way we experience it and talk about it can be so different. I think it's a fantastic topic for Chit Chat because it's always relatable.
Totally. Okay, so Gavin, since you brought it up, if someone cornered you and said, Gavin, what is your one absolute favorite food in the entire world? And you can only pick one forever, what would it be? No hesitation.
That's a tough one, Kate. You're really putting me on the spot here. It's like asking a parent to pick their favorite child. But if I had to pick just one, I think I'd have to go with a really well-made, authentic Neapolitan pizza.
Ooh, classic choice. I can totally see you, very sophisticated, analyzing the crust, the cheese to sauce ratio. What is it about Neapolitan pizza that just speaks to your soul?
Well, it's the simplicity, actually. The fresh ingredients, the San Marzano tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, a few basil leaves, and that perfectly charred, chewy crust from a wood-fired oven. It's pure perfection. No frills, just quality. It's comfort food for me, but also a culinary experience. How about you, Kate? What's your one true food love? And no cheating, you can't say all desserts.
Oh, you know me too well. But okay. If I have to be brutally honest and pick just one, it would have to be my grandmother's homemade chicken soup. It's not fancy, it's not gourmet, but it's just warmth in a bowl. It brings back so many memories and it just tastes like home. It's probably the ultimate comfort food for me. Even thinking about it now, my mouth is watering.
That's a lovely choice, Kate. And it actually highlights something important about food. It's often tied to memories and emotions, not just taste.
Exactly. And that actually leads us into our deeper dive today. Talking about favorite foods isn't just about what tastes good. It's also about identity, culture, and connection. You know what happens when someone asks you, what's your favorite food? Sometimes it's a simple question, but for ESL learners, it can feel a bit daunting because you want to give a good answer, not just pizza is good.
Right. And often people don't just want a one-word answer. They want to hear a little story or a description. One common mistake I've noticed is that learners might just name a food without giving any context or reason why it's their favorite. For example, simply saying, my favorite food is sushi. While correct, it doesn't open up the conversation.
Yes, and another thing is the lack of descriptive vocabulary. English has so many fantastic adjectives to describe food. We have words like savory, sweet, spicy, tangy, creamy, crunchy, succulent, and then there are words for the experience: mouth-watering, hearty, light, filling. Learning to use these really helps your answer come alive.
Absolutely. Think about cultural differences, too. In some cultures, it might be common to immediately praise the food and the cook, while in others, a more reserved appreciation might be the norm. When you're talking about your favorite food, especially one from your own culture, it's a chance to share a piece of yourself. It's not just about the dish itself, but the memories, the traditions, the ingredients.
Like my grandma's chicken soup. It's not just soup, it's a whole experience.
Or your Neapolitan pizza, Gavin. It's not just dough and cheese. It's a testament to Italian culinary tradition. So when you're asked this question, try to think beyond just the name of the food. Think, what does it taste like? What does it smell like? What memories does it bring back? Who do I usually eat it with? This adds so much more flavor to your conversation.
Exactly. It transforms a simple question into an engaging chat.
All right, time for some real life practice. Gavin and I are going to do a few short role plays. Pay attention to how we describe our food, how we ask follow-up questions, and how we keep the conversation flowing. Hey Gavin, long time no see. How have you been?
Kate, so good to see you. I've been good, just busy. You?
Doing great. I just had the most amazing ramen for lunch. It was so flavorful and hearty, exactly what I needed on a cold day like this. It got me thinking, what's your ultimate comfort food?
Oh, that's easy for me. A really good Neapolitan pizza. There's a place downtown that makes it with a perfectly chewy crust and incredibly fresh mozzarella. It's just heavenly.
Heavenly. I love that description. I've been meaning to try that place. Is it very authentic?
Definitely. They even have a wood-fired oven. You should totally check it out sometime.
So, what went right there? Gavin used descriptive words like chewy and fresh, and I picked up on heavenly to ask a follow-up question. We kept the conversation going naturally.
And Kate also shared a bit about her experience, giving context to her answer. So, Kate, I noticed you always bring such interesting lunches to work. What's your go-to meal when you're craving something really satisfying?
Oh, good question, Gavin. If I'm really honest, nothing beats my grandmother's homemade chicken soup. It's so nourishing and always makes me feel better. It's got this rich broth and lots of vegetables.
That sounds wonderful. Is it a family recipe?
Absolutely, passed down through generations. What about you? Is there a dish that reminds you of home?
For me, it's my mother's lasagna. It's incredibly rich and creamy, layers of pasta, meat, and cheese. Every bite is just pure bliss. In this scenario, we focused on the sentimental aspect of food. Kate used nourishing, and I used rich and creamy. We also tied it back to family and home.
And we asked open-ended questions like, is it a family recipe? And is there a dish that reminds you of home? To encourage more detailed answers. Hi, I'm Kate. This party's great, isn't it? Have you tried the spring rolls? They're really crispy.
Hey, Kate. Nice to meet you. I'm Gavin. Yeah, they are good. Speaking of food, what's your all-time favorite cuisine?
That's tough. I love trying different things, but if I had to pick, I'd say Thai food. I just love the balance of sweet, sour, spicy, and savory flavors. Pad Thai or green curry especially.
I totally get that. Thai food is fantastic. The flavors is so vibrant. Do you have a particular dish you always order?
Definitely the green curry. It's usually quite aromatic with coconut milk and fresh herbs. How about you? Any favorite cuisines?
I'm a big fan of Japanese food, especially ramen and sushi. The freshness of the ingredients, the precise preparation, it's just so elegant and delicate.
Here, we expanded the question from favorite food to favorite cuisine to give more room for discussion. We used a wider range of adjectives like crispy, vibrant, aromatic, elegant, and delicate.
And we shared our preferences and asked for details, making it a truly interactive exchange.
Okay, that was fun. Now let's dive into a listener question. This one came in from Maria, who asked, how do I describe a food I really don't like politely without offending anyone? That's a good one because sometimes you encounter food you don't enjoy.
That's a great question, Maria, and very relevant for social situations. The key here is to focus on your personal preference rather than making a judgment about the food itself. So instead of saying, this food is terrible, which is quite blunt, you could say something like, it's not quite to my taste.
Exactly. You could also say, I'm not used to this flavor, or it's a bit too spicy for me, if that's the issue. The trick is to own your preference and not criticize the dish or the person who prepared it. You can also pivot by saying, but I really enjoy another dish you like. This shifts the conversation to something positive.
And you can always add a polite, thank you for offering, or I appreciate you making this, to show gratitude, even if you're declining to eat it. It's all about being gracious.
Fantastic advice. So, to quickly recap today's delicious discussion, we learned that talking about your favorite food is much more than just naming a dish.
Yes, it's about using descriptive adjectives to bring your explanation to life. Think about words like savory, sweet, spicy, crunchy, succulent, mouth-watering, hearty.
And remember to share the why behind your choice, the memories, the cultural connection, the feeling it evokes. And finally, when you encounter food you don't enjoy, focus on polite, personal phrases like, it's not quite to my taste, rather than harsh criticism.
Well, our tummies are definitely rumbling after that. Thanks so much for tuning in to Daily Chit-Chat. We hope you picked up some useful phrases and tips for your next food-focused conversation.
Absolutely. And don't forget to practice by describing your favorite food in the comments or to a friend. Next time, we'll be tackling another fun and practical topic, how to politely ask someone to repeat themselves. You know, for those times when you just didn't quite catch it.
A very useful one indeed. Until then, keep practicing, keep chatting, and keep eating delicious food.
See you next time, everyone. Bye.